Welcome to Spiritually Rich. I'm your host, Nicole Ziola, and this is a podcast where we help you live abundant as fuck. And I'm here with one of my best friends, soul sisters. We've known each other since 8th grade. Cassie Prouty, welcome.
Thank you so much. So honored to be here.
I'm so excited that this aligned and that we were able to do this and to have this conversation. I'm really excited for what we're going to be talking about today. We were guided very clearly on what direction we wanted to go with our conversation because we could sit here and talk for hours. So what came through was talking about what we call the sister wound. And it's a trauma amongst women that is really profound, deep, and is global. And before we go into that, though, I just want to share a little bit about our story. We were friends when we were young, and we had so much fun together. And then we kind of went our separate ways, but both ended up on these really deep spiritual journeys and reconnected, probably 6 years ago? 6-ish years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just so beautiful because not only did we have this deep sisterhood from our childhood, but also both being on these really profound spiritual journeys and getting to share that. So I just wanted to, share a little bit about that and a little bit about you and your journey and the work that you're called to do.
Yeah, it's so amazing. It was just such beautiful timing when we came back together, and it was just perfect.
Yeah. You want to share?
You gotta ask me a question.
Oh my gosh.
And wait, which camera do I look at?
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
But probably this one.
I forgot to ask.
Or you can just look at me too.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna look at you.
This is also what we do all the time is laugh together and have fun together. So, when we came back together, though, you had a really dear friend who was your best friend in high school who passed away. And you always tell me that she brought us together. So do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah. Our friend Candace that we both grew up with, hung out in the same group, passed away tragically, and it was ultimately my deepest spiritual awakening. But yeah, I really feel like at the time in my life, I just was really struggling with that sisterhood wound, just feeling like everywhere I went, it just seemed like women were just trying to compete and it wasn't healthy. And it felt really sad to me because I was so connected to women growing up and my mom and my grandma. And Candace was just such a beautiful soul, and losing her was ultimately what put me on my path. But yeah, I feel like she absolutely brought us back together because I felt so sad I've been so deeply connected for so long, and I didn't have any other friends that were as connected as I was. And so when we came back together, it was like we were sitting we went and got a massage, and we went and had lunch or something, and we were like, oh my gosh, we're totally on the same path.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, it just was perfect timing. And it really just helped me to heal so much in my own life.
I love that.
Yeah, having the support of sisters is, I think, one of the most important things we can have in life as women.
Yeah.
We can't do it without each other.
Yeah. And that's really why we wanted to have this conversation today about sisterhood and healing what we call, again, the sister wound. So a sister wound is a trauma where we have a feeling with other women that we can't be safe, right? We need to be in competition, or are they trying to one up us, or it's like there's a wall up, right? And what we want to discuss is how important it is for us as a collective, as a feminine, divine feminine, to start to work on healing this sister wound so that we can have this beautiful sisterhood with women and feel safe and feel held and supported. Because right now, what we're talking about is the collective. We're, as women, we're being called to really step into our full power and really choose ourselves. And we need our sisters to do that. And I think that you've been really doing so much profound work recently, like with the divine feminine and tapping more into sisterhood. And so I think it'd be cool to share that.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been such a beautiful journey. And I'm just now more than ever just know that it is so important for us to have our sisters. I would never be where I'm at without you, without all my other friends that are just so empowering. It's just like this support system that we aren't shown that is just so important. Once I cultivated all these beautiful sisters, I realized before I was kind of in places that were, not supportive. They were always seemed to be jealous and competing, and it was really painful. But once I did my own inner work and really started focusing on, I don't have to be in places that, where people aren't uplifting me. It's really important to pay attention to that. And I was deeply craving that. So that's when you came back into my life, and we went to Sedona on a girls' trip, and it was just like one thing after another, and it just gave me this beautiful sense of like community. And then from there, it just kept getting better and better. And now I have so many beautiful women in my life, and it is truly when you're going through hard times, like it's great to have a loving partner, but to have those beautiful friendships it's just life-changing. It truly is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's also something I wanted to share for anyone who doesn't know my work or isn't familiar with me yet. I created a program called the Aligned Living Method. And what I saw was that women needed a clear path to completely healing and transforming their lives, like A to Z. And so we go through every single element that is required for that to happen, from clearing your energetic blocks to reprogramming your subconscious mind, which requires a lot of deep inner child work, to really aligning with your highest self so that you can manifest a life that's deeply fulfilling on all levels. And we teach so much about becoming abundant in every area of your life, right? Not just your money, but your relationships, with your mental health, with all of it. And something that I kept seeing was when I would work with women one-on-one and they were doing this deeper level healing work, they started to shed and let go of relationships that weren't serving them. Because one of the first things that I always work with my clients on that we talked about is when you first start doing inner work, really observing the dialogue and conversations that you're having with yourself and with other women or with your circle. Mm-hmm. And you will be astonished how low vibrational those conversations are a lot of the time, because that's just what a lot of conversations end up being. It's a lot of, oh, let's have lunch. And then it ends up being like, gossip. And it's that actually is the fastest way to lose your power and to lower your energy and lower your vibration. And if you're wanting to manifest fulfilling relationships and more abundance, everything that you talk about creates a boomerang, right? So if you're sitting gossiping and having low vibrational conversations, you're literally just asking the universe to send that energy right back to you. Mm-hmm. Everything is a boomerang. And so back to why I created the Aligned Living Method with these women going through this process of healing, seeing that they were shedding these relationships that they were outgrowing that weren't serving them. And what was difficult is, well, where do I find these women, these incredible women that are on their healing journey, that are doing the work? And that's why we created this beautiful community within the Aligned Living Method for that purpose, so that you have a safe space to meet and connect with other women. But I think that outside of that, we should give women an idea of if they're feeling called to, really connect with women that are on a deeper journey, where are some places that they can go or things that they can do off the top of your head?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think it's so important, like you said, to have sisters that are on a really deep spiritual path because, yeah, like you said, when your society has kind of taught us to gossip and it's just kind of a thing, like when you get your hair done or you go out in places and it really is such a low vibration. And like you said, you start attracting that. And I kind of did that too. I'm not really a gossiper, but once I did my own inner work, it's like magic. It truly is. It's like as soon as you start focusing on you, and
It's true.
you kind of need separation for elevation. So it's like you kind of have to separate yourself and say, okay, what do I need? What am I craving? What do I want? What do I want in a friend? And I feel like the more I just tuned into myself and just asked myself, what do I need? And it just kind of, you just start attracting it. So going to beautiful spiritual events, going to sound baths, going to yoga. I've made a lot of friends at yoga, and just going to events that, are uplifting where, you meet high consciousness people. It really is a game changer. Like when you and I are together, we're always talking about how we can change the world or make a difference, or we're never gossiping ever. It's just like we're so in the moment and just having fun, and
Right.
it's super empowering to be around women like that.
Yeah.
Being in alignment with what frequency do you want to be in alignment with, and really going within and changing it within yourself so then you're drawing it back in.
Yes. It's so true because I remember when I was doing my deep, deep healing work, all of these friendships that I thought were like close friendships were shedding, and it was really lonely at the time. What I realized when I went through that process was it was just creating space for me to call in the community that I have now.
Yeah.
And I have the most incredible community of women now. It's just like all the time I'm like, wow, God, this is so amazing. Like I just have so many beautiful women. But you're right. It was because I did the inner work. So I became magnetic to this type of relationship.
Absolutely. Same. I remember just, again, like I said, mentioned before, just being around beautiful women. I mean, I've never been around, women that were like super toxic, but I remember there was one time I hung out with these women and they just were complaining about their husbands. I mean, it was just like a bitch fest. And I just remember sitting there going, this is not where I want to be right now. I really want to be, I was craving women that were like me, that wanted to make a difference in the world and cared about, other women and cared about making a difference. It really was so important. And so I've always known, in all the deep spiritual work I've done, when you're pointing the finger, there's always three pointing back at you. So I was like, okay, how did I attract this? What within me attracted this? Because I have all the power. So it's, again, going back inside yourself, like what do I want? And creating that within ourselves, so then we attract it and become magnetic. And it really is in everything, in all aspects of life, not even just friends, just everything.
Yeah.
And it's so powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah. I remember going through the same thing myself, and the women were really nice that were in my life, but I just remember like, oh my gosh, like these conversations are so superficial and shallow. And I'm like, I can't have one more of these conversations. No. And that was a big turning point for me too. So I think for women that are listening, a takeaway would be really start to observe what are the conversations that are happening when you're with your friends and your circle. Are they high vibrational conversations? You don't necessarily need to be talking about how you're going to change the world. That's not everybody's path. But is it helping you guys to get closer to your goals and to where you want to be? And is it helping you to step more into your power and manifest more of the life that you want and become more abundant? Or is it toxic? Is it, talking shit? Is it gossip? Is it just anchoring in what you don't want. I gave you this example. I think we were talking last night about this with my ex-husband. When I was wanting to separate, I would call my mom every day after I dropped my son at school, and I would complain. Like, oh, he's this and he's that and And after doing so much work, I realized I was just repeating the same cycle and keeping myself anchored and stuck in that energy for so much longer than I needed to, because I was completely giving my power away by just constantly blaming him.
Yep.
And that's what happens a lot of times, right? We sit and we point and we complain, and then we're also too, our identity is created by the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And if you haven't heard that before, it's so true.
It's so powerful.
So another thing actually that's coming through that I want to share is a lot of clients in the past that I've worked with, they might be living with family that isn't doing the work, that's still toxic or just not on the same journey. And what I would say for you with that is what Cassie said about really starting to protect your time, protect your space as much as you can, separate so that you can elevate, eventually get your own place. It is truly the only way for you to create a life that you love. I have family that I love, that I have to have boundaries around. And that's because I know energetically, like that is what I need in order for me to feel really good, right? It doesn't mean that I don't love them. That's why we do so much inner child work. It's to heal the wounds so that we're not sitting looking for our parents or someone else to save us or to complete us or to love us unconditionally. All the work that we do is really learning to love ourselves unconditionally. And that's the one thing I just want to drop in here, since it's going this direction, is if you're wanting to call more abundance in your life, the fastest way for you to get there is to increase your level of self-worth and deservability. And we do this through healing. We do this through healing our trauma. We do this through healing our inner child. We do this through healing the parts of ourselves that are making us feel that that we're not enough, or that we have, these false programs or limiting beliefs around what we really deserve. So I just want to say, like, that is so essential for you to create a really abundant life. And when we're talking again about abundance, some people I think associate abundance just with money.
Yeah.
To me, abundance is a deeply fulfilling life on all levels. That is abundant to me. That's abundant as fuck. Where you're like waking up, where you are deeply fulfilled with the life that you're co-creating with God. And, Cassie and I were talking about how important it is for women to have this sisterhood in order to have that deeply fulfilling life. She actually, when we were walking in here, you're like, I don't think, what did you say? I don't think that you can even do it without having this.
No, I really, truly, I have been thinking about it a lot lately, and I'm like, because I'm so surrounded by such beautiful women, it just, like, I will just be walking and just start crying, because I'm like, I'm so grateful, because I know what it feels like to not have that, and it feels so sad, because we're so fucking powerful when we come together. Like, we need our sisters.
Yeah.
We need them.
Yeah.
And it feels like this beautiful, just uplifting, like they just lift you up. And it really is so important to look at those people that you're, like you said, surrounding yourself with. And so without judgment to yourself, like I had to do. I had to look within and say, okay, I attracted this. And it's not to beat yourself up. It's just to have that self-awareness and say, okay, I created this because I have all the power within me. If my life is constantly reflecting back to me what I feel about myself. And so when you know that you deserve this, like you'll start seeing, I was just talking to my daughter about it today, like you are going to start seeing your life change on the outside once you do the inner work. And it really is just so magical. It really is. It's like, it's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's
That's true.
on the floor crying some days,
Yeah.
reliving some childhood memory. But it's so beautiful and so powerful. And I love it so much. And I want every woman to feel like they have people that care about them. Like other women that aren't competing with you and trying to make you feel bad. And,
I actually remember at the wedding, we were like picking out Sophia's dress and your dress, and you were like, "Oh my gosh, I freaking love you!" Like, because they wore these like really at my wedding. I just had Cassie married my husband and I. By the way, it was so incredible, so epic, so special. It was the most incredible ceremony ever.
It was.
It was. But Sophia is one of my other best friends. She's my soul sister, dearest friend, and she was my maid of honor. And we were picking out your guys' dresses, and they were like just these tight, sexy dresses. And I remember you were like, "I love you." Like most women wouldn't be comfortable having other gorgeous women like in their power around them. And I literally just remembered it right now.
It was a moment.
That's the difference when you're surrounded by women who are not competing with you, who want to see you thrive. Mm-hmm. There's no gatekeeping.
No.
There's no jealousy. There's no competing. It's like, girl, I want to see you fucking thrive and win and be in your full light and in your full power. And I think that that's really why this retreat that we're doing, we're going to talk about in a minute, has like come to life. Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking about how through the Aligned Living Method and on our group calls, whenever Cassie and I would be on those calls together and we would connect with the women, there was just something magical that happens whenever we do that, right?
Yeah.
And the women love it.
Because I work with women too, and it's a lot of my clients come to me with the same thing. I teach the divine feminine and coaching and self-esteem building to the youth. But the women, they don't have sisters. They don't have truly supportive sisters. And it's like when you can set the space and really show these women, like you can open your hearts, you're safe.
Yes.
And knowing that like we don't share anything that is talked about here. Like we honor you, we see you, we uplift you, and to know that, ladies, it's not that hard. It really is not that hard. And if you're looking at some other woman and feeling jealous of her, you got to point the finger back at yourself, not with judgment, but like, okay, what's coming up for me? Like, what is this woman triggering inside of me? Mm-hmm. And it really is important. It's so important.
That's why we do, by the way, the work that we do in the Aligned Living Method to heal the trauma. Because if you are having a like very almost visceral response to women where you're feeling triggered and you're on social media and you're feeling very triggered and judging and upset, there is some deep core wounding that is going on within you that needs to be healed. And what Cassie said earlier is the truth. When you work to heal that and you actually heal that, you're able to attract women who see you, support you, love you, uplift you in every capacity. Mm-hmm. And you don't need to be, putting on, I think that's another thing with relationships with friends. Oftentimes it's like you have to be almost like one-dimensional to like fit in, right? You can't really be like your most authentic self because you're just trying to fit in. I think that happens a lot too.
Oh, for sure. And it's kind of like what society has taught us. And that's what the rise of the divine feminine energy is right now. We deeply need women in their power. And if you want to be in your power, you have to have the sisterhood. You have to. I really don't, like we said before, I don't think you can achieve what you want to achieve if you don't have like a really solid group of friends that have your back, that are supporting you and loving you. And, like I know for myself, like if I'm having a hard time and I come visit you, like you cook for me, you just bend over backwards for me. And I'm so grateful. And I just want every woman to feel like that with other women. It just breaks my heart. You know, the work I do with like teenage girls, I see it start so young. Even little kids that I've worked with, it starts so young. This is where it starts, is like in school. And, you know, because girls, we're all trying to figure ourselves out, and we're hormonal and we don't know what the hell we're doing. And
social media hasn't helped.
Social media, oh gosh, and Snapchat, and just the drama and the judgment, and also looking at other women that are filtered and all the things. And, you know, and a lot of these women aren't happy. Like, it's just such a superficial world that we're living in. So the younger women that I work with are really struggling. Most of them don't have, like, when we were growing up, we had a huge friend group, and like, we didn't really have like drama, but I know a lot of women that are our age that did. I don't know. I felt like we all just supported each other. I don't know what your experience was, but like, my friends were freaking awesome.
I was actually like super bullied when I was younger.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but not as a teenager.
Not as a teenager, no. But it was interesting. The reason why, just because it's all coming back to me, is because I looked different. I grew a lot faster than my friend group. And I was like kind of chunky and overweight, and I was kind of a tomboy. And so I didn't look like, I remember seeing this photo of me with my friend group from like some ballet or something, you know, and they're all teeny tiny in their little tutus. And I'm like this ogre.
I cannot.
I literally. It was so, I mean, I was like twice their size. And, but it was so interesting that when I got into middle school, I sprouted, I leaned out, whatever.
Yeah, you looked like a freaking model.
And, yeah, so I don't think I wasn't getting bullied at that point, but that just, I think, goes back to show like how important doing this work is for us as women and as mothers, because these young women these girls are watching us. We are their mentors. We are their guides. And the most beautiful part as a mother doing this deep inner work is that it creates a ripple effect. They say, you know, when you heal 7 generations before and after you. 100%. And it's just so profound. And I think that's why we're so passionate about it, because we've seen what it's done in our own lives and what it's done for the souls that we've worked with. So Cassie has been doing self-esteem and life coaching for young girls for years. And just started really being called to work with women and helping them to really embody their divine feminine and activate and fully feel the goddess within, right? So we're actually coming together, so excited to host our very first retreat. And the way this came to be was through our aligned community. The women were like, we need to do something in person, and kept asking for it. And we finally are making it happen in September. And what I wanted to share about that is it sold out like immediately.
Yeah, like overnight.
And it was just so eye-opening how much women need this. We need each other, and we also need to have the space to choose ourselves. And that was the other thing that I wanted to touch on today, is just as a collective, as a feminine collective, just really being in a space and time of really being called to step into our full power, which is requiring us to choose ourselves. And as a society, we are taught that is not appropriate, you know? We feel it's selfish. Yeah. It's selfish. Yeah. And so I work with that with my clients all the time. The mom guilt, you know, of investing in themselves, taking care of themselves, doing anything for themselves. And something that I want to remind you, if you're listening to this, is when you make the paradigm shift in your mind that when you invest in yourself and take time for self-care and take time to pour into yourself, you are making the greatest contribution and decision for not only yourself and your family, but literally for all of existence. When you make decisions that are rooted in self-love and self-care. Because again, it creates that ripple effect. You're able to be a more present mother. You're able to be a more connected wife and sister and friend and whatever, community member, society member. You're able to access more of your light. You're able to access more of your power. You can't do that when you're self-sacrificing and burning out and giving and not taking time for yourself.
Yeah.
Which, do you want to touch on that a little bit? Because I feel like you've had a big awakening over the last few years of seeing how you were just self-sacrificing, giving, and wait.
Yeah, that's not what life's about. Yeah, I think as women and mothers especially, we're taught, to be the good mom, to just go above and beyond. And also we're trying to heal our own childhood wounds. So I think in society, we're just taught as women to overgive. And that's really our nature is we're such beautiful, badass, incredible beings, women. We are here to love and to be vulnerable and to take care and nurture. But then the dark side of that is we go way too far.
And the broken patriarch.
Yes, we're trying to
wear every hat.
Yes, wear every hat, be everything to everybody, overgive, overplease. So I have 3 kids and I work with the youth and I love animals. And there was a time in my life where I was just I had so much chaos. And I ultimately was really trying to comfort myself because, I had some of my own childhood wounding. Yeah, so for the past few years, I've been doing the spiritual work for 20 years. And, it's like layers of an onion. And so recently in the last few years, I've realized how much as a mother and, a person that's constantly giving to others, and it's what I do for my work too and at home, that I have really been depleting myself and not really giving back and filling up my own cup. So the last few years has been really powerful for me. And that's why I am so I just love the divine feminine work, because it really does teach you how to step into your own power and to know that we can't blame anyone. But really society has done us such a disservice we've been taught that that's how we get our needs met. And that's how we just overgive and be the perfect mom and the perfect house and the perfect family, and your kids are in sports, and it gets so overwhelming. And I realized within myself in the last few years that I had some of my own childhood wounding coming up and feeling like I had to overgive and overplease so I could get my needs met. And then it was kind of a big awakening for me to step fully into my power without blaming anybody. There's no blame. It really is seeing where you are giving your power away and taking it back. And by doing that deep, beautiful work from your childhood wounding is just the most fucking powerful thing you can do. It's so important. And so really makes you feel so you can do anything when you do this really deep work and you honor yourself and take care of yourself, especially as women. We just tend to burn out so easy because we are such givers, and we're the healers of the world. We truly are. We give life. We are such badasses. We truly are. And when you think about how powerful women are, and especially mothers, when we're just constantly giving, with the amount of outpouring that I do, I've just really been realizing wow, I give so much. And it came from my childhood, just trying to help everybody all around me so I could feel safe within myself. And so it's been such a beautiful awakening for me. It's hard and it's painful, but it's so powerful to give yourself the love that you need. And the way I'm healing it too is with my sisters. Just all the beautiful people that are around me, the beautiful women. It is just now more important than ever. And all of my clients are going through similar things in different ways of really just taking our power back. and knowing that it's no one's fault. We can't blame anyone. There is no blame. We are exactly where we're meant to be, and we have to give ourselves the love that we're craving from other people. And when you can do that, it is like this fire that gets ignited inside of you that really just to love and honor yourself. It's like why we're here, and to know that like you are worthy of every single thing. And no matter what, we're going to be working on ourselves till the day we die,
Yeah.
And it's just such a beautiful gift.
It keeps getting better. That's what I always tell my clients. Like once you've healed like your really like big large traumas, like the upgrade every time, just like life just gets better and more fulfilling and more aligned and more abundant. And I wanted to mention Cassie went through the Aligned Living Method with us when it first was being created. And it was such a really beautiful, powerful experience. And I'd love for you to touch on that, especially since, you have done a lot of work and a lot of things, and the impact that it had for you. So the women, because I think women, this is a thing. Some women are aware that they have a problem. They just don't know what the solution is. And then other women may not even be aware until they hear maybe this, that like, oh, wow, like I've been living like really disconnected. I have been like, living around people that are not filling me up and that are, toxic and unhealthy. And oh, wow, like I want something different. So I think it's important for them to know that there is a solution.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The program it's just so beautiful. And the way it's lined out is like in perfect order. Just all the deep childhood wounding has been so powerful. And I think I shared with you with some recent things that I had been working through. I went back and did some of the childhood stuff again. And I have been doing childhood healing for like the last 20 years, but it's such a beautiful way that you laid it out. It's been super powerful, and just, it's so beautiful to have this beautiful connection with all these women and to do the work on your own, and then to everybody come together and to talk about it and share what they're going through and what they're processing, and really showing up for yourself. I think that's what women really struggle with is showing up for themselves and putting yourself first. No matter what, no one's coming to save us. No one's going to come save you. And when you can realize that and know that like you have to save you, you are your own healer. You are everything
your own
for you.
Hero.
Yes, you're your own hero. And it's just so beautiful. And the program is it's just so powerful. What you created to do the deep work, like I said, and then having everybody come together and share and be vulnerable. Is really, really, really powerful.
Yeah, thank you. It is a really special, sacred space. And Cassie's actually working with me now and helping to serve all of these beautiful women. So if it's something that your inner being is saying yes to or feeling a pull towards, there will be ways to reach out to us through whatever links are below. But we would love to hear from you. We would love to connect with you. We would love to hold space for you and to serve you and to support you. Like I mentioned, we're hosting our first in-person retreat in Sedona in September. It's going to be magical. We're doing so many incredible things. We're doing a cacao ceremony to begin with energy clearing and grounding, and we're going to be doing a vortex hike and yoga and meditation and breath work and divine feminine activation and goddess work, sweat lodge. Oh, we're cramming a lot in there.
It's going to be, and we wanted to create this because of a trip that we took together that was so powerful, especially for me. We created this because of a super powerful, transformative girls trip that we did, and just randomly came across the sweat lodge and did some beautiful things. But it really was just that sisterhood. We all just sat together. Most of the time, we didn't even really do a lot. We just kind of sat together and talked about life and supported each other. We cried together. We held each other. We held space for each other. It was really powerful.
It was.
Sedona is a super beautiful, powerful place. The energy there is just
it's so true.
Incredible. And
that was wonderful.
Lodge, it was so wonderful.
Yeah. I remember I've done all of my inner child work too. But whenever something comes up, I will always go back. Like you've been doing, you know, because there are layers. But I remember I didn't realize I was carrying so much with my mom still. And it was because of recent events, right? And I just remember, like, it felt so good to just release how I'd been feeling and be held and supported and seen. And it was awesome. I got to go home and I ended up calling my mom and having a conversation. And it is something that's really magical when sisters come together. And I think that that was really what we wanted to talk about today and what we wanted to share. And I hope that everyone listening can feel our hearts and feel how important it is and how important it is really, I feel like at this time, you know, this timeline.
Yeah.
Coming together in sisterhood, supporting each other, uplifting each other. And I'm so excited that we're getting to do this work together.
I know. I was just thinking on the way here, I always heard friendship and business don't go together. And it's like, we can recreate anything we want. And how incredible to work with one of your best friends to bring more love and healing. And to all the ladies out there, if you feel like you don't have anyone, like, this is, come see us.
Yes.
Got you.
We got you.
Online, in person, you know, all the options.
We're going to be doing, we already are feeling called to start doing more retreats. So we'll do things that are in the States, but also out of the country. We're percolating on Costa Rica. But thank you so much for being here. I could talk to you all night long. And I love you. I'm so grateful for you.
I love you too.
I can't wait to do all the things.
I know. It's so exciting. I'm so excited.
And thank you, everyone, for listening, tuning in, and sharing this with any women or sisters that you feel called to share it with. We see you. We love you. And see you next time.